Our final set of formulas comes in lesson 7.5, the double angle formulas. In this lesson, we'll create just one triangle for each problem instead of two. We'll expand the double angle formulas to evaluate. Over on the right, we have double angle formulas for sine, cosine, and tangent. Sine 2u would be doubling angle u. The expanded form is 2 times sine u times cosine u, so it's just a quick product. Over on the right, notice cosine has 3 different options to expand the double angle formula, and all 3 will give you the same result. You can do cosine squared of the angle minus sine squared, you can do cosine or 2 times cosine squared of the angle minus 1, or you can do 1 minus 2 times sine squared of your angle. Tangent at the bottom is the only one that has a fraction. So again, tangent just has to do its own thing. The expansion for tangent is 2 times tangent u in the numerator divided by 1 minus tangent squared in the denominator. We apply the same kind of rules that we did for the sum and difference formulas. You always want to expand first before you plug anything in. And the nice thing about these problems, like I said before, is there's just one triangle per problem instead of 2. So let's put that to the test. Let's take a look at our example down below. It says if cosine theta equals 5/13 and theta is between 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi, draw a picture and find cosine theta using each of the formulas. If we look at the given information, we know what cosine theta equals, and we're also told where theta is located. Between 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi, that would put us into quadrant 4. So the first thing you want to do is actually draw that picture. Okay, so we'll put this over here on the left. This is step 1. We're going to draw our picture over in quadrant 4. We'll take our hypotenuse and draw it somewhere down into quadrant 4, and then connect it up to the x-axis. Form your right angle. Kind of. In that corner, we'll put theta, that's our angle measure. And we know cosine is 5/13, so that's adjacent over hypotenuse. That would be 5/13. A little quick Pythagorean theorem to get that missing side. Just call it b squared equals 13 squared. 5 squared is 25. And 13 squared is 169 on the right. Move 25 over. Some of you probably already knew this answer. We've been working with a lot of triangles that have the same side lengths because they're called Pythagorean triples, which means all your sides are whole numbers, no square roots. When we take the square root of each side, the square root of 144 is 12. But in quadrant 4, if we're counting down on the x-axis, on the y-axis, we just have to remember direction. That's actually going to be negative 12. The next thing I want to do before we move on is I'm going to define sine, cosine, and tangent. Just those 3. We don't have to do all 6. And these 3 answers will be helpful for us for our expansions on the second part of the problem. Looking at this triangle, sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. That's going to be negative 12/13. Cosine, we already know that was given to us. That's 5/13. Tangent, opposite over adjacent. I'm just going to put the negative out in front. Negative 12/5. Those are the only 3 fractions we need to move on to the next part. It says find cosine 2 theta using each of the formulas. So if we think about our step 2, I'm just going to write out cosine 2u, that's our double angle formula, and I'm going to start with the first one, cosine squared u minus sine squared u. Oops, put a u in there. Instead of u, we have theta, so I'm just going to substitute that in its place. Cosine 2 theta equals cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta. That's kind of messy. Sorry about that, you guys. To evaluate, we take cosine, which we already wrote out, we know what that is, and we're going to square it. Cosine is 5/13, so I'm going to take 5/13 and square it. Minus sine squared. Sine was negative 12/13, so I'm going to make sure to put that in parentheses, and we'll square that one as well. Now it's just a matter of simplifying. 5/13 squared would be 25/169. Minus Negative 12 squared, be careful on this one, negative 12 squared is 144, also over 169. So we have a common denominator. 25 minus 144 gives us negative 119 over 169. And that's our answer. Now the goal, it says using each formula, the goal is to show that all three of them should give us the same result. So we have two more to write out. Hopefully you have some space to make that happen. Another formula for cosine 2, and I'm just going to go right to 2 theta. That second one is 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. Again, we know what cosine theta is, so we're just going to square it. That would give us 2 times, cosine was 5/13, squared minus 1. Well, 5/13 squared is 25 over 169. That 2 out in front, I'm just going to write 2 over 1 and multiply straight across. 2 times 25 is 50 over 169 minus 1. So we need a common denominator. I'm just going to make that 169 over itself instead of 1 over 1. And last but not least, 50 minus 169 is negative 119. We get the same answer that we did for that first expansion. All right, how about you guys try the next one? See if you can get this to work. We'll do that last expansion where cosine 2 theta is equal to 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. See if you can plug this in just the way we did for the others and get like terms and get that same end result. 1 minus 2 times sine squared theta. Once you think you have it, press play and we'll see how you did, or how it went. All right, let's take a look. I did 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. And remember, sine was negative 12/13, but when you square that, you get positive 144 over 169. The 2 out in front, I doubled the numerator and got 288. And then we had to get the common denominator again. 169 minus 288 matches with all the others to give us negative 119 over 169. On your homework, you don't have to do all three of them. You just have to pick one of them. The purpose of this example was just to verify that no matter which one you pick, all of them give you the same end result. All right, on the back, let's put the other two double angle formulas to the test. If tangent theta equals negative 3 over 4, and theta is between pi over 2 and pi, draw a picture and find the double angle formula for sine and the double angle formula for tangent. All right, step 1, we're going to create our triangle. The inequality that says where theta is located tells us if it's between pi over 2 and pi, that's quadrant 2. We'll draw our picture. We just need one, remember. Quadrant 2 means our hypotenuse will go over to the left and then straight down to form our right angle. And we'll put theta in the corner for reference. If tangent is negative 3 over 4, that's opposite over adjacent. Only one of them can be negative. Since the 3 is counting up, that's going to stay positive, which means the 4 is going to be negative on that left-hand side. Quick little Pythagorean theorem to get the length for the hypotenuse, if you don't already know it. We would get 9 and positive 16, and that gives you 25. And the square root of 25 is 5. The nice thing about calculating the hypotenuse is that the hypotenuse is always positive. So it's not, hang on, we'll get there. It's just 5, not 25. All right, so I'm going to put 5 up here. All right, once you know all three sides, remember list out the 3 trig terms as you'll need them for the expansion. Sine theta would equal 3/5. Cosine theta, adjacent over hypotenuse, negative 4/5. And tangent we know is given, negative 3/4. You only have to do those first 3. Then we're going to expand sine and tangent. So that's step 2. We'll start with sine 2 theta, and we just use the definition from the note packet. So I'll kind of flip it over to the other side. Sine 2 theta is going to be equal to 2 times sine theta times cosine theta. So just one quick little product. Sine theta, we said, was 3 over 5. Cosine theta, we said was -4/5. To multiply these together with that coefficient of 2 out in front, I'm just going to write 2/1 and multiply straight across. If we take 2 times 3 times -4, that gives us -24. On the bottom, 1 times 5 is +25. Done. That's the sine double angle formula for this picture. Now let's go ahead and look at tan 2 theta. Tangent always has to be a little bit technical with those fractions. That means we're going to have to do some work with common denominators, all the fun stuff. Let's first start just by expanding tan 2 theta using that definition on the other side. That means you're going to have 2 times tan theta in the numerator divided by 1 minus tan squared theta in the denominator. All right, I'm going to use all my space because I think I'm going to need it. I'm just going to slide this over a little bit just in case I need a little bit of extra space. There we go. Okay, so this is going to equal 2 times tan theta. And we said tan theta was going to given is -3/4. Divided by 1 minus tan squared theta. We'll take that -3/4 again and just square it. From here, to multiply the 2 with the -3/4, I'm just going to write 2/1 times -3/4, and that gives me -6/4. On the bottom, -3/4 squared is going to be 9/16. Okay? All right, so from there, -6/4 reduces to -3/2. On the bottom, if we want to do 1 minus 9/16, I need a common denominator. So I'll do 16/16 minus 9/16. That gives us -3/2 divided by 7/16. We had a couple of them like this with our sum and difference formulas. When you have a fraction within a fraction for division, we change that by the keep, switch, flip rule. Keep the top fraction, switch to multiply, and then flip the bottom fraction. Now you can multiply straight across and then reduce, or if you recognize 2 goes into 16 8 times, when you multiply straight across, that's already simplified. -3 times 8 is -24 over just plain 7. And that's your tangent double angle formula. When you're asked to expand for sine and tangent, there's only one formula to use, so that's definitely the one you want to pick. Let's finish with some working backward problems. We did this before. It's the same kind of idea. I'm going to give you an expression that's an expansion of one of the double angle formulas. Your goal is to decide which one it is and condense it down to one term, and then evaluate with the unit circle if it's possible. For example A, we have cosine squared 25 minus sine squared 25. That would be the same as cosine squared u minus sine squared u. Do you see that expansion on your set of formulas? You may have to flip it over. That's one of the 3 double angle formulas for cosine. So that's the same as cosine 2u. Well, u is 25. It's whatever angle's plugged into that formula. If I substitute that in for u in the condensing, put the 25 in there, 2 times 25 is 50. And that just gives you cosine 50. At this point, is 50 one of our specific unit circle locations? Unfortunately, it isn't. So that means this is as far as you can go. So this is not unit circle friendly, which means we can't evaluate it on the unit circle. And that's it. That's all you do to condense it to one term. Let's try the next one. 2 times sine pi over 8, oh boy, times cosine pi over 8. Well, when we have those radian measures there, that's like saying 2 times sine u times cosine u. And that's the double angle formula for sine. We did that up above. That means we can condense it down to 2u. U is pi over 8, so we'll substitute that in its place, like so. If we're taking 2 right next to pi over 8, we can multiply them together by putting 2 over 1. The 2 would actually cancel out the 8 and equal 4. And that would leave us with sine pi over 4. That we know is on the unit circle. So go to pi over 4, and what does sine equal? Sine's the y coordinate. That would give you square root 2 over 2. So if you can evaluate with the unit circle, that's what we always want to do to find the exact final answer. All right, let's move on. We have a tangent. So we knew we had to have one of each for starters. 2 times tan 75 divided by 1 minus tan squared 75. Notice this is our u value for both of them. That's going to be the same as 2 tan u divided by 1 minus tan squared u, which is the double angle formula for tan. If u is 75 degrees and we substitute that in, we'll take 2 times 75 degrees, and that would be 150. Then think about unit circle. Oh yeah, that's a unit circle friendly answer. At 150 degrees, you may have to go back to your 7-4 unit circle to answer this one. Tangent is going to be negative square root 3 over 3. All right, one more, everybody. I want you to try this one before you're done. 2 times cosine squared 75 minus 1. Can you find the formula that was expanded, substitute our angle in for u, and then evaluate using the unit circle? Press play when you're done, and we'll see if we have a match. I was able to condense this down all the way to cosine at 150. I followed one of my 3 cosine double angle formulas and got to cosine 150. 150 is on the unit circle, therefore at cosine, 150 equals negative square root 3 over 2. That's using the double angle formulas to not only expand, but work backwards and condense using values either from a triangle or the unit circle. And that's it for lesson 7.5.